Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on YouTube, ready for the FA Cup final. The teams are just walking out. We are going to give you the lineups coming up as well. But yeah, here we go. It is live time, and we are here for the FA Cup final, the Manchester derby between Manchester United and Manchester City. You can use the donation link if you want to send a super chat in the comment section down below. We are going to give you commentary of the match. I am also going to put the StreamYard link in the chat. So if you do want to get involved as well, then please do. We'll get some thoughts going at halftime, etc. And there we go. So I will just quickly put my phone on to charge, and then we can just relax for the rest of the next hour and a half minimum. So this will be a sort of hour and a half, 2 hour stream, that kind of thing. Is that on charge? Yes. You're damn right it's on charge. But there we go. But yes, like I said, FA Cup final. Like I said, it's gonna be very interesting to see who takes it today. I think it's gonna be very interesting indeed. I mean, I think it's gonna be a watch to see what happens today. Oh, sorry, I'm just meddling with the settings here. Just making sure I've got the best setting. There we go. That's good enough. Oh, it's a bit faded. Hello, Chall. I have a source saying that we've offered Billy Sharp. Nah, surely not. Nah. And, for those of you who haven't seen it, I put out my stance on Twitter. I made my stance clear on the Billy Sharp thing. It's, in my opinion, it's just not going to happen, is it? Unless I see him wearing the scarf and lifting the scarf. But there we go. But yeah, in fact, actually, I'm going to keep my phone on me just to keep an eye on the comment section. Because I'm literally not going to have my StreamYard tab literally on while I'm watching this because I'm going to be focusing on the match. But there we go. But yes, like I said, it's gonna be very interesting to see who takes it today. Like I said, I think both United and City have got reasons to win this game. I think City are going to want to try and do the treble. United are going to United. I'll tell you about United right now. United for me, it's a weird one with United because I feel like United could definitely put something in the history books by winning the FA Cup final today. I mean, for themselves personally, first of all, it's a Carabao Cup and potentially an FA Cup, as well as a top four finish, which, in my opinion, consummates a great season for United. City, they take this trophy, they win the Champions League against Inter Milan, and they've taken 3 titles. They've taken a European treble this year, which I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best treble because I read all about the 99. I read all about that. So I know how good that United team was, the treble team was. And I'm not going to stand here and say that City's treble is better than United's 99, because at the end of the day, United really had to claw back in those games back in 99, and they really fought for it. City, I wouldn't say that. I'd say there were some difficult games, but I wouldn't say this. But I'd say they steamrolled at least half of them. But there we go then. So the lineup then, we've got Ortega in goal, Walker, Diaz, Akanji. We've got Stones and Rodri. We've got Bernardo Silva. We've got De Bruyne, Captain Gundogan, Grealish, Haaland on the bench, Edison Phillips, Ake Laporte, Alvarez, Mahrez, Foden. We've also got Rico Lewis and Cole Palmer making bench appearances. For United, it's a 4-3-3. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof and Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen and Fred, Captain Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho. On the bench, Jack Butland, Harry Maguire, got Malaysia, Dalot. We've got Weghorst, his last game before he goes back, Palestri, Alanga, Scott McTominay and Alejandro Garnacho. And you have fun thing about United, to be fair, because I was talking to someone on Twitter the other day, and there's two particular young United players. I think one of them's a United player because I think he came from Brighton, but I'm not too sure if he was still at Brighton or not. But there's two young players at United. One of them former Brighton, one of them an international, who could be good loans for Doncaster Rovers to try and push back into League One under McCann's system. And it's two players that he mentioned, and it was Collier and Mainu. Mainu's a very ambitious one. Collier would be a great number 6 type midfielder. I think Jack Henry Francis from Arsenal is another one as well. But yes, so obviously it's all about the FA Cup today. Of course, send over your Rovers questions as well. I will be answering them on here as well. In fact, I will just add an extra tweet underneath my thing. My thing. But there we go. I just heard, "Are you effing joking?" downstairs, which means something's happened. I think my thing's like behind, so I think I'm kind of behind. So if something's happened, then I am gonna see what's happened. But there we go. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. If my stream is behind, then don't put any spoilers in the comments down below. I really do appreciate it if you don't put any spoilers in, just because I want to react to it live in the flash. And there we go. So it is live currently on my iPlayer, so it is up to date on mine. It could be just the thing though. It could be my iPlayer upstairs is behind on the television downstairs. That just could be the case. Gundogan's going to kick this off though. And we are underway through City. Ortega with a big long goal kick forward, header on, flick on, mix up at the back here, shot in. Oh my god, it's a goal! It only took 10 seconds, just over 10 seconds, and İlkay Gundogan has put City in front already. That must be the reaction downstairs. City in front in 10 seconds. Oh, wow. Holy schmoly. Well, that just happened. That, wow. Wow. That's all I can say, really. Wow. So that happened. We better get change in the background already. Wow, that did not take long at all. That, wow, and oh dear. Wow and oh dear is probably the best way to describe it. Let's change this whole background, shall we? Let's turn it. There we go. It should be changed on there now. There we go. 1-0. 1-0 City already. Wow, wow, wow. Great strike by Gundogan. Bit of a mix-up at the back between Varane and Lindelof, but at the end of the day, it's an FA Cup. What are you going to do? City collect the ball in the defensive half, and they can just play it safely now, City have got them. What City can do against this United team is they can control the tempo of the game. It's up to United to take the game to City. But that is how it really doesn't matter who you've got. If City are coming at you like that, and they've got that attacking momentum and their lethal brand of football, that's a clear shove down. Ref? No? Referee, pull that back. Come on. Yeah, so if City have got this lethal brand of football, and with the players they've got, even Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, whoever you are, there's just certain things that you just can't do and certain things that you just aren't able to do against a team like that. City in this attacking half now, safe passing. I haven't even put my extra tweet out yet. Send in your Rovers questions in the live chat or super chats. Live for 2 hours plus. So I'll put the message out there just to Get that in. Because at the end of the day, we are mainly a Doncaster Rovers fan channel. I'll do the extra stuff like the theme park content, etc. But I will always do the other stuff as well. But yeah, keep the chats coming in, guys. City free kick. And let's see how this one goes. So we've got a City free kick, crossover, free kick comes in, header in. Oh, just wide. Just wide. That was not too far away. Crisscross, I think that's De Bruyne that swings that in. Side netting, not too far away. Let's have a look at this again from another angle. Header, just wide. Just graced the back of the side netting. Is this thing again? Look at this. Bit of a mix-up. Why? Is that Lindelof? Lindelof ball watching. Lindelof was ball watching there. Varane's doing the one-on-one job, but Lindelof is bloody ball watching there. Here comes City again. Ball in again. Cleared. I think that's by Lindelof. I'll tell you what, it's fair play to City. They're going for it here. Just having a look at the stream as well, just seeing like what the quality's like with that as well. Yeah, it's looking good so far. Looking good so far. But there we go. Why am I going so many ums? Yeah, there was the goal again. Brilliant goal. Guardiola's happy. Ten Hag still on that touchline, wondering what the hell's going on. But again, it's showing Casemiro on the screen right now. Look at Casemiro. This is where, and Lee Gunner mentioned this about Arsenal, and this is where I'm coming from. So basically, if you don't know, I gave Arsenal's season a 5 out of 10. I said generous 6 or a 7 because of the league position being slightly better than last season or the past couple of seasons. And the reason why I said a 5 between a 5 and a 7 out of 10 and not an 8 or a 9 is because at the end of the day, Arsenal haven't won any silverware, and they've not won silverware for a long while now. And look, there are positives to take out of Arsenal's seasons, and we look at it from a neutral perspective. And look, I watched the interview with Yardman on AFTV, by the way, and I was quite disappointed by the reaction Yardman got when he said his rating, because I could see where he was coming from. I'm not going to slate these people or anything like that, but I'm going to just say, from my point of view, I understand where Yardman was coming from. He pays his money to watch one of the best football clubs in the world. If you're a club that's not winning silverware, at the end of the day, you're going to get criticised for it. And to be fair, the reason why I gave Arsenal season a 5 or a 6 out of 10 at best, or maybe a 7 at push, is because even though their league positions improved by a couple of places, and yes, certain players have had better seasons than the previous years. I think Xhaka has had a better season than last year, but only just because he still hasn't won any silverware. He's going to go off now and do something else, which fair enough. Best of luck to him. Saka's had a much better season. I think Saka's improved year on year. He's been one of the only players that's improved year on year. I think Ramsdale has shown time and time again that he can get saves in the right areas. But the main reason I gave Arsenal season a 5 or a 6 at best, 7 at a push, is because of the fact they bottled it with only a few weeks left of the season to go. And at the end of the day, you don't bottle it in that position. When you're 8 points clear in April, you don't bottle it over a month. Shot comes in there from United, blocked by City, and it's out again. And United going to try again here. So at the end of the day, that's just it. At the end of the day, I don't. I personally believe that Arsenal will try and come again. I have worries though about Arsenal. I worry they're going to miss out on or just get inside the top four next year, which for me is a digression on where they finished this season. So taking this season into account, I've seen some calls from a couple of fans to sack Mikel Arteta and get a better manager in. I'm not going to stick up for him. I don't think they should have been in that position. And if you think about it, it's 3 years in a row that Arteta's bottled something with Arsenal. He's bottled Champions League twice in 2 seasons and then bottled the league title, but got Champions League football on the 3rd season. If he misses out on top 4 next year, sorry, he should go. Sorry, but he should go. In my personal opinion, if Arsenal miss out on top 4 next year, he should go. So that's where I stand on Arteta, in my opinion. I know some people will say, "Well, why don't you get rid of Arteta now?" I don't think they will. I mean, I would have sat here and said Arteta out if there was an option available that I think could come in and just take the 2nd place team this year and take it further. But I think give Arteta another year to see if he bottles top 4, and if he does, out the door. And bring a manager in that's going to work with the players that Arteta's worked with and just add more quality onto it. So I would give Arteta one more season. If he bottles top 4, out the door. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He had, 2, 3 years and just got inside the top 4 on 1 or 2 of those seasons, I think. I'm not too sure. I can't quite remember about Solskjaer, but it started going pear-shaped and it went out the door. So at the end of the day, you're going to get criticised for it. What place do you think Donny will finish next season? I'm going to go with. I'm going to go at the moment, just at this moment in time, I'm going to go with 5th. If we keep having the window that we're having, and I'm not going to say, oh, we need Billy Sharp to make us a title contender. No, I'm not saying that at all. If our window is just as good as it is now, because at the end of the day, it's been a great window so far. We've brought Ian Lawler back, who in my opinion can be a decent goalkeeper with a bit more experience under his belt than last time. Richard Wood, who has still got 2-3 years left in him, in my opinion, from what Rotherham fans have been saying, is a class act on and off the pitch, a real leader. George Broadbent, who is a real future star, who has the potential to be the next Ben Whiteman, or gives me Whiteman vibes. And then you have Jamie Sterry, who, if kept fit consistently, is one of the best right backs in the division. And then you keep Steven and Westbrook on new contracts, etc. Raven on a new deal, which will be announced in due course. If we keep having the window that we're having and keep improving on the window that we're having and keep going better and better and better, it could be the end of the window where I sit here and say we'll get top 3, or we'll be in a contention to get top 3, 3rd or 4th at minimum. I don't want to predict we'll get the title, because at the end of the day, I predicted us to be in the playoffs last year, or I think it was either 3rd or the all playoffs, one of the 2. And we finished 18th, our lowest finish in 20 years. So I really don't want to risk predicting ourselves to get the title next year, because it could just bite me on the backside. It really, really could. So at the moment, I'm going to say 5th. By the end of the window, that could change to 3rd or 4th, but I'm just going to stick it safe for now. And I'm expecting to get playoffs minimum. That's the minimum I expect from the squad at the moment. So my expectation is playoffs. I want to see Grant McCann exceed my expectations, because I expect McCann to exceed my expectations because he's that kind of manager. So I think they'll exceed my expectations this year, but at the moment it's playoffs. Let's get Coppinger back. Billy Sharp's rubbish, says Ben. When is the away shirt released? The away shirt should be going out at some point. I'm not too sure. Daniel says, hey, Chall, any more rumours for Rovers signings? And not as far as I'm aware, mate. Max Clark from Stevenage has been talked about by a few. I think Stevenage fans have even said that he's probably going to go to Donny or something. But that's as far as I'm aware. I mean, that's just rumour talk. I don't believe it at the moment. Ben's a Mansfield fan, so I can see why he's spamming the comments a little bit. But Ben, I mean, you've got Clough for another year. I mean, how do you feel about that, Ben? I'm being polite to you. Do you feel like Clough's going to get you a playoff finish next year? Do you feel like he's going to get you a better finish than last year? Comment down below. Do you think the signings are going to be better? I think Callum McDonald could be a safe, secure signing for you guys on a 2-year deal. I think it is. I think McDonald could be a safe signing for you guys. I think keeping a couple of your experienced players on new contracts is key as well. So, yeah, comment down below, Ben. What do you feel like Mansfield's going to do next year with Clough on a new contract? Do you think he's going to do better than last year? Comment down below. Rival fans obsessed with us. Yeah, 4-1, etc. You'll get playoffs. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate that. I think we'll get automatics because McCann said he wants a really good promotion push. He wants to prove people wrong. With the people we've got so far, I think we'll go straight up. Mate, have you seen what McCann said in the press last 24 hours? He wants to push for the title. From what I saw in the press, he wants to push for a title. United coming forward here. Oh, straight. Oh, almost. Chance here again. United is going to press forward and City got it back again. City being pressed into big areas here. Pushed, pressed, and City come away with it. Good defending there, City throw. I don't think McCann's good enough for autos. That's why my safe bet is the playoffs. I think that we are going to be in that race this year. I don't think we're going to finish anywhere near this past season. I think it's going to be at least playoffs this year on paper, but the season could go either way. You could get that odd fairy tale story. I personally, I put out my early predictions for the season on Twitter today. I said Stockport first. I said Bradford second, Wrexham third, and I said my playoffs were Barrow, us, Accrington Stanley, and Notts County. I think Mansfield could be in that race. I think that if Sutton replaced their released stars, they could be in the race. I think that if MK Dons don't completely crumble, I think they could be in a push. But my belief is that MK Dons, even under Alexander, will need another year of League Two just to really get the most out of what they've got. I think MK's in a bit of a tussle at the moment. I think they're going to need I think they're one of the clubs. I think, like us, I think MK Don's going to need it more than a year of League Two to really get to grips. Then you look at the other two relegated sides. Forest Green, I don't see them coming back up straight away. Morecambe, I think they've got problems. So, again, I don't see them coming back up straight away. I think Wrexham and Notts County are going to be involved in that race this year. I think there's a couple of sides like Swindon that could come close. I think Forest Green could just miss out on the playoffs, maybe at a push. I think MK maybe as well. Morecambe will be mid-table, in my opinion, at this point in time. Relegation, I think Sutton could be in that mix. Oh, Haaland stretched and almost got it through. Oh, that's a good ball by City and the Norwegian freak of a man, the machine known as Erling Haaland, just stretching a leg. Oh, short pass in there. De Gea roots it long. Easily a part of the top three managers in League Two. I get that. My top three is Stockport, Bradford, and Donny. I predict Wrexham to just get playoffs and not to mid-table. Interesting. Here's a break there for United, but good strength off the ball there, transitioning on the ball for City. Overall, I think City, I think the first 15 or so minutes, I think City have held their own. I think United's come back into it in a couple of occasions, but you never know. It's a final. Anything can go. But there we go. There we go. By the way, Donny fans in the chat, how do you guys like the new home kit? I love it. I think the price is steep, but that's just kits at the end of the day. That's just home shirts. I think when the first sale comes along, I think if they provide a summer sale or something like that, that'll be probably when I buy it. Just because literally I'm working 2 jobs just to pay for next season. But there we go. That's my life anyway. Welcome to my life. City on the ball now with the goalkeeper out to the back, just slow. It's like City is just walking this. It doesn't feel like it. This might be a bit controversial, but I think the classic FA Cup finals in the early thousands, looking back at clips from the early 90s and the 80s, etc., they had a bit more running, if you know what I mean. I think there's traces of walking in this particular final and some modern finals as well. But that's just me anyway. Um, like the new kit brings the retro feel back. I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely love the home kit. Looks like a classic. Absolutely. I think it gives me '04 Streetwise Kicks vibes. By the way, I did film the video for that, which went out at 10 o'clock this morning, which I have posted all over social media now. I filmed that on the night before because it was leaked through the club's website what the new home kit was going to be. It was put all over Twitter, and then I got sent the actual link to the website in advance, not by the club, but by someone else that had managed to get their hands on the link. And that's where I got all the information from. So I managed to get all the video filmed. To be fair, I'm actually kind of glad the club like kind of leaked it by accident because it made sure I got the video prepped and filmed, ready for this morning. So it was actually quite nice. I know it was an accidental lead by the club. I knew for a fact it was accidental. Um, but it was still nice anyway. It was still nice anyway. But there we go. Free kick to City there. Yeah, clear tugging from Sancho. Haaland getting tugged at there. So it's a clear one there. But there we go. Um, that's my beatboxing skills. City coming forward here. Haaland on the ball still. Oh, he's spinning two defenders and Haaland just over the bar. Bless me. Nothing like a live sneeze. um, yeah, a few inches over the bar there. And I know I've got the scoreboard the wrong way around. I know I got the scoreboard the wrong way around. I just like it that way. I think it looks better. Um, United coming forward here. City deal with it. City coming forward at pace here. Dealt with by United. Chasing him down here. Oh, Rashford brought down, and it's going to be a United free kick. Wow, Regan Booty's gone to Gateshead. That's a good signing for Gateshead, you know. They've released a couple of their sort of top players. I think Owen Bailey leaving is an interesting one. But yeah, Regan Booty, that's, I think Gateshead seems like that signing is definitely giving me vibes that they're not messing about here. They're really, really not. I feel like this match is going to be like that Gillingham match at home where they scored in the first minute and stayed 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being that, It would be typical City well, not typical City. I can't be that harsh, but no, it would be a typical final to scrape something with two teams that like to attack. United coming through here. Ball comes in, flick on, and it's just wide. To be fair, on paper, I was worried that this was going to end up being a demolition by City. I wouldn't say anything like 6-7-8, nothing that bad, but like a 2-3-0 or a 4-0 maybe. But United can't count out United in a one-off game. We can't, especially with United's history. They do not want to see Manchester City collect the second of the European treble that they're going for, the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League. They really don't want to see City clinch the second of those titles, and then it's all on the Champions League final. It's all on Istanbul. It's all on that match against Inter Milan to see whether City claim the treble. And it would be a nice feeling for the likes of United and Liverpool if Inter Milan end up winning the Champions League at the end of this. But there we go. Bit of a drinks break here then. So is that crossing? And there's the flick on. It's the repeat of the goal. Look at that. And then look at Lindelof. Lindelof, don't take anything away from Gundogan's strike. Do not take anything away from that strike. But Lindelof has clearly ball watched. He has clearly tracked back, invited pressure, invited Gundogan to come more forward before the strike, and clearly ball watched. Clearly. Varane was battling with the other attacker, and Lindelof at the side of him, clearly, he stuck to his position. He did that right. But what he did was he tracked back, and ball watched rather than jump high enough. That is the difference between a no-nonsense centre-back and a centre-back who is a ball player but isn't 100% in on the moments. There's Glazer. Boo. I mean, I can say that as a neutral. What do you think United need to improve during summer? Also, is Haaland the best player in the world at the moment? That's a hard one, I think if City win the treble, definitely. Because at the end of the day, you need trophies. I could say Harry Kane's the best player in the Premier League, but at the end of the day, he's not winning any trophies. And trophies help make a player. A player can make an average team look better. But Kane needs to go out and win some trophies before the end of his career, whether that's with Spurs or someone else. If Haaland can clinch the Premier League, the Champions League, and the FA Cup in his first season with City, best player in the Premier League already, and is in contention for the world's best player at this moment in time. Definitely. Internationally is a different story. Norway are a side with potential, but still have a way to go if they're going to get anywhere near, let's say, a Euros semi-final or a World Cup semi-final. But that's just where I stand on the international stage anyway. In terms of United needing to improve, I mean, look at the players that, if we take United starting 11, David De Gea in goal, Golden Glove winner. I've got nothing else to say about David De Gea. Yes, he's made mistakes, and yes, he's too experienced enough not to make those mistakes. De Bruyne here, oh, just wide. Oh, that's another one City's come close with. And Guardiola claps his players. Oh, that was close. So United, with me, like I said, De Gea, apart from the odd mistakes here and there and the mistakes that he's made in the past, at the end of the day, He's the Golden Glove. He's a shot stopper. He's experienced. If you bring in a young keeper to give him real competition, Dean Henderson, I think for all interests involved, just needs to move on. I think he needs first team football regularly on a permanent basis somewhere. All United are through here, though. Here is Marcus Rashford on the ball. Out it goes to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka back out to Rashford. And that's Eriksen. Here is Eriksen again. Inside. And City get it back again. And they skip the challenge. And now City can break forward here at pace. And United claim it. So United have got David De Gea, their Golden Glove. They need a young keeper as a long term to replace De Gea and really give De Gea the send off that he deserves as a United as a post Sir Alex Ferguson legend. You got that defense. Get rid of Maguire. I think he needs first team football elsewhere, in my opinion. I think he just needs to have a clean slate somewhere. United called for handball. Don't know why. Maguire just needs first team football elsewhere. You've got Varane. You've got Martinez. I think you need another world-class centre-back to really keep them on their toes and in case any of them gets injured. Lindelof. Not because of the mistake for the goal, but I think just overall, I think Lindelof, if he wants to go and be a starting centre-back, he may have to look elsewhere because I don't think he's going to get many starts ahead of Varane, Martinez, and maybe an extra top centre-back. In terms of fullbacks, Dallo on a new deal. I think he's smart. I think he's got potential still. I think he's still got a way to go. I think Wan-Bissaka, is he going to leave? I don't know. Left back, Shaw and Malaysia. Interesting. Oh, hang on a second. They're going to VAR here. So they could be all right in that area. Midfield, Bruno, Eriksen, Casemiro. I think that's a strong enough midfield three. Maybe bringing a couple of young midfielders to really give them that future in that position. So I'd be looking at some up to under 21-year-olds to give real depth in that position and real competition. I think winger-wise, I think you may need another one. I think you got Sancho, you got Rashi. You got the other young players, you got Garnacho, you got Palestri. I think Palestri still needs more game time elsewhere. I think Garnacho will try and push for a place in the Champions League next year. Oh, here we go. VAR. Oh my God, it's penalty. Grealish holds his hands up. What? Hey, whoa. United penalty. Well, that's happened. I'll just finish my point before this this penalty comes out. But so in terms of what United need in the summer, I would look at a young goalkeeper. I would look at a couple of young centre midfielders with potential. I would look at a young winger. I'd look at a young striker. Sorry, I'd look at a world class number 9 and a young number 9. So I'd look at a few main positions there for United to really add strength and depth. Whether that striker is someone like a Harry Kane or someone like that, I don't know. But there we go. Apparently, Sheffield United are interested in Harry. Well, I'll see that to believe it. I think Harry Maguire needs to go, in my opinion, to somewhere like Roma or somewhere like that in a slower league. And that's no disrespect to Europe, but I think a slower league is the option. But here we go then. Is this potential for 1-1? Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. Nearly 32 minutes played. Bruno versus Ortega. Who wins the battle of the spots? It's Bruno Fernandes, and United are back in this match just like that. Just like that. And within a flash, it is 1-1. It took a bit of time. United were coming close on a few occasions to trying to get something from any of their potential breaks. And we have an equalising goal. Erik ten Hag's Red Devils have equalised against Guardiola's Blues. And United have won back. They have got the equaliser. Step up from Bruno and score from the spot. I'm literally just watching back now through my stream just to see how the transition is from background to background. It's not too bad. I thought it was going to be much rougher than that, but it was actually not bad. But there we go. Please do like the stream, guys, if you've loved it already. Please do put in some super chats if you want some super chat your questions as well. It'd be great to get some super chats, wouldn't it? But there we go. Yeah, so here we go. Hang on a second. Referee, yeah, okay, they've kicked off. So yeah, Bruno penalty, 31 minutes played, 32, 33, whatever it says on the BBC Sports scoreline, and it is Manchester United 1, Manchester City 1. So there we go. Going to keep an eye on the comment section as well, by the way. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Did I think it was a penalty? I thought it was questionable. I really did. Oh, crossing the box here. Header on. And it's flick on. And it's skyward over the bar. And it's still 1-1. I'll be honest with you. I think the penalty was questionable. I really do. But at the end of the day, those are the new rules. If it hits the hands, whether intentionally or not, I think it is. At the end of the day, it is a penalty. Oh dear. And someone's just thrown something at one of the United players. That is pathetic. Sorry, even though Lindelof made a bit of a mistake for the first goal, I will defend players when they're getting, attacked by fans in the crowd. It's disgusting. It really, really is. But there's the atmosphere from the United fans, and they've woken up. Well, they've kept the atmosphere up, to be fair, but they've woken up definitely after that goal. It kept improving, to be fair, and United have gone for it. Same question for City. What do you mean? Oh, same question for City. Where do they need to improve? Where can you improve, City? That's the thing, I might as well check this quickly while the ball's just coming out of play for a throw. I will just check this quickly, but keep an eye on the game about City's out of contract players. I need to keep an eye on this because it's important. So like I say, it depends who's out of contract at a certain point. Currently, the only ones out of contract is Gundogan from the senior squad. It's Gundogan. And then you've got Carson, who's extended by another year. You've got Walker, and then you've got Rico Lewis, who's out in 2024. So I would say look at an extra centre midfielder to properly look at replacing Gundogan. Someone of his trait with a bit more potential long term. And I think you've got yourselves a wonderful talent there. By the way, did anyone see the news about Mahmoud Dahoud from Dortmund? Apparently, according to Romano, and I think it's Romano, I saw this from, he's set to join Brighton. I think that's a fantastic signing for Brighton heading into Europe for the first time. Is it the first time in their history in Europe? I swear it is. I could be completely wrong, though. I will just check Fab's Twitter account because I swear I saw it from Fabrizio Romano. I swear I did. Gundogan's definitely one of the most, underrated again. His future's still open. So the situation with Gundogan is this. Barca are pushing to sign him as City are waiting, but we'll see what happens with that one. Kovacic is apparently the guy that's set to be coming into City. So according to Romano, personal terms agreed. Nothing's changed despite reports. More follows in the next week. So that is where we're at with that one. So Kovacic looks like he's the guy that's going to replace Gundogan from the looks of it. Yeah, Dahoud announced a new Brighton player next week. Documents completed. Free agent deal signed and valid until 2027. And they're not done for midfielders. They are not done signing midfielders either, which says to me Brighton have got a lot of ambition. And look where they were 10 years ago in the Championship. Ball in there from De Bruyne, headed wide, and United need to deal with it quickly, and they do. Make sure you do hit the subscribe button, by the way, guys. We are on the road to 2,200 subscribers at the moment. Can we try and hit that before the end of the stream? That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, keep watching the video, keep watching this stream because we'd like to get the views up. Players that you would sell for City or United? Definitely Maguire for United. He needs a fresh start. Wan-Bissaka maybe, but again depends on his current situation. Oh, Fred Daly on the ball there, almost caught out of danger and cleared. City have it back in defence in their own half pretty much, but Fred, what are you doing there, sunshine? What are you doing? This isn't Wallace and Gromit. You're not inventing a brand new type of pass. You know, it's not lovely, Gromit. It's poor. It's poor. You're dilly-dallying around the back, and against the City side that's going to punish you, you're going to get punished, and you almost got punished there if it wasn't for your teammate bailing you out. Inside here, could City be through again? Good muscling there by Fred. City calling for a penalty. I'll probably have to look at a replay to get a better view of that one. But yeah, definitely Maguire, maybe Wan-Bissaka for United. For City, I think Gundogan, if he's going to go, let him go. Apart from that, you can't really see much more from City. Unless a couple of fringe players coming back from loan that that want to go or want to go find first team football elsewhere, whether they're out of contract or not. I don't know. Who's supporting in the final? I'm kind of neutral on this one. I really don't mind who wins, to be fair. It's difficult because my dad's a United fan, and you know he was there for the United. He was there for the '99 treble, so he watched that happen. So you know, being in a United household is quite difficult as a it's not too difficult as a Rovers fan, but when you're trying to be a neutral in an FA Cup final against the main rivals, it's difficult when you're surrounded by United. So there we go. There might, you know, there has been pictures of me as a kid on an Old Trafford tour and things like that, but that was just, you know, the experience. That was just memories. I'm not a United fan. It's just experience. It's just about memories. And to be fair, I'll give the Old Trafford tour some credit. It was a great memory to take out of an amazing year at the time. So you know, being a kid, you know, getting to visit this massive stadium for the first time, it was great. It was a great experience. And these are the kind of things, you know, I'm not a Chelsea fan, yet I was at Stamford Bridge with Chelsea Fan TV for the final day of the season against Newcastle. And I was well involved in the atmosphere for that. I was singing Chelsea songs with the Chelsea fans. I was speaking to Chelsea fans from around the world that would come over from California, from Switzerland, from down the road, and you know, speaking to Adam Pearson from the Newcastle fan YouTube side of it. And, you know, I got to speak to Aubameyang a little bit. I got to speak to Badiashile a little bit. And I got to speak to Kerry Dixon. And we saw Cannavale walking past. And got to speak to Petr Cech for a bit as well. And, you know, those kind of memories, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but those kind of memories I take with me all throughout my life. Same with the Trafford tour. Block there. Can United get a second cross? They let it go out. It's going to be a corner deflection off of City. Please go and follow the stream, guys. I will put the link out again. The StreamYard link is pinned at the top of the chat, so you can go and check it out if you wish. Oh, just wide. Oh, and to be fair, the good thing is he's not really dawdling on that finish either. He's not saying, "Oh, so close," but no, he's just getting on with it. Literally, as soon as he missed it, turned right back around and just, yeah, it was a decent shot. I think that's Varane. I think that is number 19. I could be wrong, but yeah, no. As soon as he had that shot, he just turned around, ran straight up the pitch, and said, "Right, back into shape." And again, it's that elite mentality. That's what I ask as a neutral about Arsenal next year. It's what I ask about Liverpool next year. It's what I ask about Chelsea and Spurs. Elite mentality for those kind of clubs. You know, even Brighton. I wouldn't say Brighton's the biggest club in the world. I'm not going to say that at all. But what I can say about the likes of Brighton is, and I'm seeing signs of Brentford doing it as well. they are growing their reputation as a football club. What they're doing is they're growing their reputation. So Brighton's facing Europe for, I think, the first time in their history. Aston Villa's back into Europe for the first time in, 40 years or something like that, something ridiculous like that. Villa's still a big club. Brighton are growing their reputation as a football club. They're already a decent-sized club, but they're growing their reputation. Brentford, decent-sized club, they're growing their reputation. And that's why I think some clubs in League One, in League Two, in the Championship, they may not be the biggest on paper, but what they're doing is they're trying to grow their reputation. And I think for the clubs, excuse me, I think for the clubs outside the kind of top 10, 15 in terms of trophies and reputation and fan base and global attention. So we're not just talking the typical United, City, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. We're also talking Nottingham Forest, we're talking Aston Villa, we're talking Newcastle United, we're talking West Ham United. We're talking all these clubs. Not just them, but clubs further down that are growing their reputation or trying to grow their reputation, that have got a sense of history in the past. Clubs like Wrexham, clubs like Notts County, clubs like Barrow to an extent. Clubs like Doncaster, we've got our history. We gave Man United Harry Gregg. Alec Jeffrey was, I think, 1 or 2 injuries away from being part of that World Cup win in 1966 with the likes of Sir Bobby Moore and Hurst and Charlton. We outsmarted Aston Villa and Manchester City in the Carling Cup at Bellevue, and that was against Stuart Pearce's City, and that was against I think it was Martin O'Neill's Villa. And we only went out on penalty against Arsene Wenger. And that was an Arsene Wenger side that has some quality players, and we've got, I won't say the richest history, but I'd say it's a rich history of some kind. So I think it's very important. I think it's there's a bit of a, what I've noticed about fans, by the way, 4 minutes at a time, and then we'll get into some call-ins. So if you do want to call in and share your thoughts on the first half, or share anything you want, or debate anything you want, then please do go and click that StreamYard link, by the way. Get ready to get called in after the added time. What I've seen from some people on social media, and I think social media is the main culprit here, is an elitist mentality. Not elitist mentality, because I think that's harsh, but I'd say an elitist mentality with a delusion about anyone else. And what I mean by that is is people who think they are cock of the walk, that think they are the best of the best, but don't acknowledge anyone else. If someone's got a history of being one of the biggest clubs in Europe back in the 80s and 90s, some fans could just discourage that. I think some of them are trolls, some of them are keyboard warriors, some of them are just fans that have grown up around a certain environment. But that's just my opinion anyway. I think so. There are some fans that are respectful. Some fans are respectful on social media about the history of certain clubs and where they've got to and where they've come to and what they're trying to do. And that's why I think Rovers have turned a corner. I'm not going to come out and say that Rovers are going to come back to the Championship. I'm not saying that at all. But at the end of the day, Rovers are at a point now where they have to turn a corner under Grant McCann and try and get back into League One and try and push from there. That's just where I stand on that anyway. That's just where I'm kind of sitting on that one. So we've got nearly half the added time left. I will look back over through the comment section. Do you think Donny will win at Wembley if we get there? I think there's a chance. United pushing through here, gap. Oh, City clear it. So we're about to hit half time with a minute to go of this added time. Do I think we are in a position where City are dominating this match? I don't think they're dominating as much anymore. I think United will come back into it to a certain extent. I think the first sort of 5-10 minutes or so, I think City have, dominated most of it. I think United will come back into it. They got the goal, and I think it's been kind of to and fro for the rest of the half, in my opinion. I think there's signs of a to and fro in. So I think that someone's going to have to just come out in the second half and just take the ball by the horns, take it by the scruff of the neck, and just go for it and really try and dominate the opposition at the start of the second half and really try and grab a firm grasp of the second half from an early stage. I think that's just what's just going to have to happen here. City fire it out wide. They're going to come forward and try and get a chance in here. Back it is to De Bruyne. Inside. Out wide to De Bruyne again. Back it goes. They're going to look at the watch at some point. We are over that 4 minutes. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, that's bad. Yellow card. Yellow card for Wan-Bissaka. Saying didn't even touch him. I thought there was contact on there. Not a lot, but I think there was enough. There'll be a bit of extra added time here, though, with the free kick now. So free kick here for City. Stall there. Lays off him. Are they going to go short with this? Because he's stayed with him. Ball comes swinging in and safe hands by De Gea. And that will be that for the end of the first half. Definitely. That'll definitely be the end of the first half there. It is. It is the end of the first half here. Manchester City 1. Manchester United 1. Please do hit the StreamYard link at the top of the chat. Let's get into some discussions. Yeah. Who's the better manager, Ferguson or Pep? Seen a lot of debate about this. Right, I had this conversation with my dad recently, and I'm just going to spell it out. Until Guardiola spends the next 10 years winning more trophies, there is not even a contest. Not even a contest. Not even a there's not even a curdle more that can be said about this debate. Fergie is the all-time great. Guardiola, even now, has still got, in my opinion, and don't slate me for this, at least 4 or 5 years before he can get close to Ferguson's legacy. And that's me being brutally honest. But there we go. That's where I stand. So yeah, the link's in the StreamYard chat, guys. Make sure you do get in there and follow. Here we go. I'll share the StreamYard link on Twitter as well. Here we go. Yeah, so I'd say that City had their domination in the first few minutes. And I think United came crawling back, got the goal back, and then just to and fro from there. I'd say that's probably the case with this one. But there we go. It won't be long. Oh, Bristol Rovers are about to announce a signing as well. My prediction is still a thing. I said 2-1 United. Interesting. Oh, here we go. So Bristol Rovers have made an announcement. They have signed Grant Ward until 2025. So he's agreed to stay on till 2025. He joined in January from Blackpool, making 19 appearances in the number 8 shirt, scoring a goal. Joe Barton, the manager of Bristol Rovers, says Grant joined us on a short-term deal in January. His quality was there for everyone to see. It was a no-brainer to secure his services for the next 2 seasons. He brings experience to our group and will be an asset to Bristol Rovers as they move forward. He's the second signing of the summer after Josh Grant agreed a 1-year extension with a further 1-year option. So that is confirmed there by the club. I think, to be fair, I've seen highlights of this guy, and I think that keeping him was essential to building a Bristol Rovers side capable of going further than mid-table in League One. So there we go. And again, Gateshead in the last hour announcing another piece of business. Callum Whelan on a permanent deal. Wow. I mean, that's... Again, I see the stats of this guy. I mean, there's talk of that being a playoff-worthy midfield. I think the National League is going to be tighter than it's ever been in years, and that's me being perfectly honest here. I think the National League, I think there's quite a few sides that could be within a chance of going up. Really, really have a good chance here. So yeah. But yes, guys, like I said, the chat link is in the bottom there. Do you think Chall should have signed a longer deal than a 1 year? I'll be honest with you. I think 1 year is perfect. I think that oh wow, the Nemesis chat looks beautiful. Side chat there. I think a 1 year deal is fair. I think it's enough. And I feel like at the end of the day, it is a fair offer because I think it gives, like I said in the video, I think it gives him 12 months to really kind of go for it, if you know what I mean. But there we go. I don't think anyone's really going to come into the link now. So what I'll do is I will put something over the top just to kind of silence things, and then what I'll do is I will come back ready for the second half. So let's get something. Let's get this 5-minute warning on. So I'll give it a few minutes and then we'll come back for the second half. So I'll see you in a bit. Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. The second half is about to get underway. Quickly then, let's just go through a couple more of the comments that came in during the break. Which FA Cup run was more impressive, Grimsby this season or Lincoln 16-17? I'm going to go with Grimsby just because of how far they got. Donny's FA Cup run over any other team. Lovely. Right, start of the second half. Let's go. We are going to stay live for the trophy celebration as well, probably. I might, to be fair, I might just watch that celebration on my own, which I'm sure you guys will probably will as well. But there we go. Right, second half, let's go. Work there by City. Oh, header on. Flick on there. Good work there by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Keeps it in. And it goes. And that's Varane over the top. Flick on there. Here's Sancho. Bit of a heavy touch there. Over the top. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Inside to Sancho. Turns back around. Good work here by Sancho. Jadon Sancho comes inside. And good defending there by City. And good work there by, I think it was Ericsson. Trying to get into Jack Grealish. And City will just clear that away. First early spell of pressure. First flick of the knife from United. De Bruyne, flick over the top. Haaland. Oh dear. Should the referee be looking at that? I think they should. Yep. Oh, I thought Varane made the most of that, though. I did think Varane made a lot of that. It was a bit of a shove in the face, but it wasn't enough to react like that. Definitely. Definitely not. So then United. Here's Varane. Varane over to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. To Varane. Back it goes to David De Gea. De Gea goes long. And it's out for a City throw. City players warming up. Guardiola inspiration to his side. Ten Hag wonders what's happened in a certain position. Walker, calm it. Guardiola getting the instructions out to Kyle. Throw comes out here. Back to Walker. Turns on the outside. Good defensive play there. And City in their defensive half. Inside. And now City have to go chasing for it. They keep it in. Just. Back he goes. Here's Ortega, goalkeeper. Oh, City playing a dangerous game there. They're taking their time in the back. And now City could be on the fast break here. Here's Walker. And it's cut out there. And here's Bruno Fernandes now. Stalled run there by, it was Ericsson. And now City fighting their way back into this now. Tell you what, City had the first of the main kind of runs forward in the second half, but I think United showed probably a lot more energy so far overall in the first few minutes. Here's City. Could be building up an attack here. Up it goes here. Inside! It goes through everyone. And if Haaland was just a few inches that way, a few inches deeper, then he would have absolutely got on the end of that. Open space on the far side. And there's an announcement about Wembley. You can see it on your screen if you're at the same time as me. AEW All In, All Elite Wrestling, All In at Wembley. I mean, if the tickets were on sale in time, and if it was payday on that precise moment, I probably would have tried getting a ticket. I don't know how many tickets are still on sale for that AEW event. Comment down below if you know, because I really don't have a clue. If it's not too late, I want to try and get one and try and do a coverage on the event. Oh, foul there, free kick City. So, yeah, so as far as I'm aware, it's the FA Cup final today, and then I'm not too sure if they've got any more cup finals going on or any matches going on at Wembley before the pay-per-view for AEW. I'm not too sure, but I could be wrong. Fred was a bit distraught. Here it was down this right-hand side. Ball came in. It just went through everyone. De Bruyne was the man. Fouled. I think it's Freddie who's the guy who was penalised. De Bruyne. Free kick for Manchester City. De Bruyne. Looks to swing the ball in. It's a decent looking cross. Outside of the box. Deflection! And City back in front through Ilkay Gundogan. 5 minutes into the second half. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1. The City Blues are riding in front again. And the City Galleon is sailing to the FA Cup. Ilkay Gundogan, right place, right time once again. The first goal was a brilliant strike from outside the box. This one, right place, right time, and no deflection, but De Gea got gloves to it. Let's have a look at this again. Gundogan on the edge of the box. It went through the gap between Varane and the other player. De Gea got gloves to it, but just couldn't keep it out. And City, in a flash, well, they make it 2-1. They make it 2-1. What will happen now? What is going to happen now? I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell the future. I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I had so many things. 2-1 City. And there we go. Ilkay Gundogan. I mean, if this is Gundogan's last game in English football as a City player before that European final, and then if the Champions League final is the last game as a City player overall, then my God, he's going out on a high right now. Wan-Bissaka shoved down, calls for United penalty. Not enough, in my opinion. And it will be, I think, a City throw. But yeah, if this is Gundogan's last game in England as a City player, what a way to go out. 2 goals, 2 great strikes from outside the box. Right place, right time for both of them. And wow. I mean, if what could be true, and if Barcelona are indeed the team that's going to get Gundogan, then my God, what a player they're going to have. What a player they're going to have. In my opinion, one of the most underrated players in English football. Chance here to come forward here. Wan-Bissaka on this right-hand side, crossing the box, headed by City, and it will be cleared in the end. And that could have been a very dangerous situation for City as United were looking to get another equaliser. And it's left for David De Gea. And United just trying to work things in the defensive half. I think that's Luke Shaw on that side. Ball comes in, headed back, and City will deal with it. Messi leaving PSG in the summer. Where do you think he should go? I think he's going to go either Saudi Arabia, MLS, or he's going to go to somewhere else in I don't know, maybe Germany, maybe back to Spain, maybe a reunion at Barcelona. City coming forward here again. Tackle there, free kick. Yep, done it again. Oh, well, my prediction's wrong. Community Shield's in July. It is. So the Community Shield will be after the AW pay-per-view because the pay-per-view is in the end of June, as far as I'm aware. No, hang on a sec. No, I'm wrong. I lie. AW All In is at the end of August. So, yeah, the Community Shield is before then, which looks like it's going to be. I mean, what do you do? I mean, someone comment down below. What do you do in this situation? If City win the FA Cup and the Premier League, do they just face the runner-up of the Premier League? Do they face the runner-up in the FA Cup for the Community Shield? Do we have another United City derby? I'm confused. I think it's runner-up in the Premier League they face in the Community Shield in a situation where they win both competitions, the Premier League and the FA Cup. So I think at the moment it's going to be City versus Arsenal in the Community Shield, unless I'm wrong. Free kick in from City, pulls it in again, header over, flick on from Haaland. City let United deal with it, runs on, City dawdling through, ball comes through, deflection, and it's just wide, and it's going to be out for a City corner. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I believe it is the I think it's runner-up in the Premier League that goes through to face the Premier League and FA Cup winners in the Community Shield in the situation that City wins the FA Cup as well as already winning the Premier League. So I think it would be City v Arsenal in the Community Shield, which would be a good idea for Arteta to start his season. Ball comes in here from City from the corner, flick on by United, out it goes for City, and they can just take the pressure off, build the momentum that the way they want to build it, and just try and bring something out of it. I think one more goal for City, and I think the FA Cup's theirs. From my point of view, here is City. They look like they're setting up in like a 3-4-3 in terms of a pressure shape, from what it looks like from the pitch. Grealish turns in and out. Good defensive work there. That's brilliant work. Wan-Bissaka now on the run. Can they find the pass through? Into the middle it goes. Good work here by United. Out it goes. Here's Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Luke Shaw inside. Oh, what have they done there? What was that from United? City on the break now again. And now an opportunity to come through. Gundogan. It's just so underrated, this guy. One of the most probably arguably the most underrated player in the Premier League, in my personal opinion. And City just take the momentum with themselves again. Ball comes out of play onto the left on the far side for City. Inside it goes. And again, just City dealing with it. Yeah, they faced the run-up in the Premier League. Yeah, I thought it was. So at the moment, it's going to be City versus Arsenal in the Community Shield in July. Which, if you want to see me do a review, watch along for that one, then comment down below. But there we go. Through here. Ball in. And there's too much power on that cross. It will be United throw. Just enough power, and Haaland's head would have been all over that one. Eriksen is too slow for United's counter-attacks. I can see why. But at the end of the day, I feel like Eriksen's technical ability makes him an asset. I'll be honest with you. I think his technical ability makes him an asset. What was that from United? What was that for a pass? United have been poor. These last few minutes have been really, really poor. Just making basic mistakes, making basic 5-yard mistakes, even less than 5-yard mistakes sometimes. City on the ball in the defensive half, working their way into the attacking half. Deflection there, and it's going to be a City throw. Don't complain, Wan-Bissaka. Thank you very much. United preparing to make a change. Alejandro Garnacho is the guy who's going to come on. There's SM, Steve McLaren. God, anyone remember him? Remember when he was managing Derby? I went back and watched the old Football League show, the last series of the Football League show on the BBC. The old 2014-2015 season. It was the Championship and League Two last day, and McLaren was Derby's boss, and they missed out on playoffs with a 3-0 loss. There was like 4 other teams in that playoff race. There was Brentford under Mark Warburton. I think it was his last season. They extended their season into May. There was Ipswich involved. They're back in the Championship now. Derby, they're in League One again. I think Reading was the team that faced Derby. I think they're the team that beat Derby. I think it was Fulham. Could be one of the... No, it wasn't Fulham, was it? Because they faced Norwich. I think it was Reading, who are now in League One as well. So how times can change from about nearly 10 years ago. City on the ball, yeah. Just playing it around. And to be fair, they're allowed to play it around because it's City and they're taking the game into their own momentum. Champions League final, we won one. Oh, good shot there. Deflected. City finding a way through on this far side. Can they cut inside here? Ball in and back post. De Bruyne is there and they're going to stop it there and it's going to be a free kick. I remember when he was England manager. God, I can't even... Mate, I completely forgot about that. Here was the chance. Was there a shove from Grealish? No, there wasn't. De Bruyne came inside. Good foot save there by David De Gea. Good save there by De Gea. And it's Eriksen that's come off. So to be fair, I think you were right, mate. I think Eric... And to be fair, I wasn't disagreeing with you about the fact he looks slow, but I think his technical ability allows him to be involved in counter-attacks. So I think, and again, this goes back to that conversation about what United needed this summer. I think they need an energetic box-to-box midfielder. I think they need an energetic box-to-box midfielder with a lot of quality and a lot of potential about him, where what you can do is you can put him in situations either alongside Casemiro or you put him in alongside Casemiro and then you have either Bruno or Eriksen as that number 10 and you have them playing this certain way where Bruno does the advanced duties, Casemiro the holding, donkey work, and doing the defensive duties, kind of like an anchor at times. And then you have this kind of box-to-box midfielder with a lot of energy that can run for miles and miles and miles for a long, sustained period of time. So that's where the focus in the centre midfield for me is going to be with United. I think an energetic box-to-box midfielder, definitely. City coming forward here. Space open in the middle for De Bruyne, and it's skyward. Could have been 3. Should have probably been 3 if he kept the shot down. But again, it's that same old story. United opening the gaps, opening up. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. But it is still 2-1 City. So yeah, we are going to end the stream at full time, guys. So make sure you keep getting your super chats in, keep getting your comments in, your questions. I want to try and do more live streams, but it's just it all comes down to time and also anything else that I'm doing because I'm trying to pump out as many videos as possible at the same time as working 2 jobs. So it's kind of like a make sacrifice, if you will. Especially when the season starts again next season. We're going to be trying to do home and away for cup matches, for league, for pre-season, every single game next season. So it's going to be a real push to try and get more out of next season, definitely. Header on here, De Bruyne and Haaland. United win it back. And now Garnacho trying to put the pace on here. Or trying anyway. City now. Could have been another break here. Ball in the middle. Comes out to this near side. Grealish. On the overlap. Or over the shoulders. On the shoulders, sorry, is De Bruyne. Against Fred. Fred's good defensive work there by Fred. Is he going to keep the ball here? Oh, he gives the ball away, but there's a free kick involved with that tackle from Grealish. Probably a bit of revenge for the first half there. How have we been going for nearly 2 hours? Unbelievable. And there's hands there from Ortega on the opposite end. Don't know what we're doing here. Where's the camera spinning here? I think he wants it back. I think he wants his ball back. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be retaken here for United. Going to take it short. Up to Lindelof. Here's Shaw. Over on this side here. Good work there by City to win it back. Just win it back. But again, I think that's Fred getting out strengthened on the ball again. That's happened a few times in this game. I think Fred's just not been strong enough at times. Ortega. All on the ground. Good 1-2 play here. City need to find the overlap. Good work there by United. Here's Garnacho. Garnacho inside. Out strengthened off the ball again here, United. And now City on the ball again. And they're looking for the right pass. And they're looking for the right manoeuvre. Here is Grealish against Wan-Bissaka. Cuts inside. Stones. Up it goes. Bernardo Silva back again. And again to Bernardo Silva. And again, just calm, patient. Control the tempo themselves. That's what City are all about in this current spell. Picking and choosing when to press and pounce on United walking here. Flick on by De Bruyne. And now it'll be left for De Gea to claim. Wan-Bissaka through here. City get it back again. Fred flicks it on. Casemiro. Up to Victor Lindelof. Lindelof driving forward here. Lindelof trying to go it alone here. Try and find the pass. Here's Bruno Fernandes, who comes a bit forward. Chance here. Oh, just over. Marcus Rashford almost getting that leveler. It's a goal kick for City. I've just checked Twitter and I've just seen the point from Goldbridge, and I do agree with it to an extent. There is a real lack of fight from some of those players in that United team. I think Fred's been out strengthened on the ball a few times. I think Eriksen, I agree with the comment, he's been slow. He does have good technical ability on his best day to try and make things happen on the break, but at the end of the day, Eriksen's just not been quick enough in this game. I think that I think Lindelof's been poor. I think again I'll point to him for that mistake for the first goal. I think that it was ball watching and tracking back and inviting pressure for Gundogan to say, go on then, have a pop. And he did, and made him look like an absolute fool. Varane was going one-on-one in the air with the other player that laid it off to Gundogan, so you can't really blame Varane for it because he was marking his man and trying to duel with his man. He didn't win the duel; it was a 50-50. De Gea could do much about the 2 goals. I think he couldn't do much about the Gundogan strike in the first half, but I think the second goal, I mean, there it is again. Went through the gap and just didn't stretch further enough. I don't think that was probably his fault. And the Gallagher's having a bit of a tussle with the muscle with the Sunny United shit. But there we go. But yeah, could De Gea do much with those goals? Probably not. Definitely not the first one. Definitely the second one, maybe to an extent. I'm just going to put this on charge just while I've got an opportunity. I don't know why I believed it would last the full duration of the game, but that is just me and my stupidness. That's just literally me and my stupidness. It really, really is. Safe there from Ortega. James Ward-Prowse on Madison to United. Also, would you sign Ivan Toney? I don't think Tony's going to get any offers, to be perfectly honest with you. Ball on the outside here. Here's Grealish. 20 minutes to go. Inside. Flick on. Grealish. Another chance. Haaland saved. And it's 3-2 City. Flags up. Won't count. It will not be a Gundogan hat-trick. But again, look at the marking here. Who's marking the gap? Who's actually marking the gap where the pass comes in? Yes, the goal's been disallowed, but and it was rightly disallowed. He was offside. But again, where's that lack of effort from the United defence? Where's that lack of effort for someone to go, oi, you, get in that gap, shut the player in the middle down, and then Gundogan's not there to pounce on it, offside or not? Again, the lack of cohesion, the lack of positional awareness from some of those United players in the middle and the defence, just not good enough. Just not good enough at this level of football. Yeah, but back to your comment, mate. Oh, here we go. Garnacho! Just wide. Not far away there from Alejandro Garnacho. And United, have they found a bit of confidence here? Here's this play again. Good flick over there. Inside, then back on the outside. It only takes one touch, and it's you can call it inches, and I'm talking inches here. Here's the shot again, Garnacho, and just a few inches wide. Yeah, Ward-Prowse and Madison. I don't believe it's any of those 2 players. I believe, and from what I've seen from the talks, it looks like Mason Mount's going to be the man that United look at. Do I think that's the best choice? Probably not. But I think Maddison would be a better signing. I think Ward-Prowse would be a fantastic signing for anyone. But I think Maddison is a just better signing for what United need. I think Ward-Prowse could be a good signing there. Ball in from Bruno, cleared by City. Flick on to keep it in there. Possession for United. Bruno, and it's wide. If I were Arsenal, I would be looking at Maddison. I don't give a rat's backside about, we need to protect Odegaard's position. Screw that. I'd be bringing in Maddison, and I'd be getting Odegaard and Maddison fighting for that number 10 role. An elite club needs competition for places. That's been one of our main problems as a club. Yes, we're not an elite club, Doncaster Rovers. I'm not saying that at all. But at the end of the day, competition for places is what gets you competing, and that's what makes you ambitious. Ball comes in again, flick on, and cleared by City. But yeah, competition for places makes you ambitious, and that's what we're doing now. So why can't Arsenal do that? You know, they're going for this Galatasaray player, this Sasha Boye, I think his name is. Got a bit of potential about him. I'm not going to be an expert about him, but he's got a bit of potential about him. But again, is he going to take over from Tomiyasu? Is he going to take over in that position? Or Ben White or someone like that? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think short term he'd take over in that position. I'll be honest with you guys. But that's by the by. I mean, at the minute, I would say that this Boyer guy replaces Cedric. I think he replaces Cedric at the moment. Long term, I think he could be number one in that position. But I think that short term, he puts Cedric down the pecking order. But that's me brutally honest. But I would say Maddison to Arsenal, Ward-Prowse to Brighton would be a good signing. And I think that Mount to United is realistic, but not the best choice. Here's Garnacho. Steps inside. Alexander Garnacho, and City deal with it, but only as far. Flick on. Cleared by City again. Battle in the air. And it's a City free kick. What the hell was that for, referee? He barely laid a scratch on him. Casemiro is even saying, no, no, no, no, no, no, no. No, no, no, no, no, no, no. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. No, no, no, no, no. Since when was an aerial duel 50-50 considered a free kick? Since when was that considered a foul? Referee, come on. The penalty wasn't even a penalty. That wasn't a free kick. There's a couple of other decisions that they've messed up on. De Bruyne's off for Foden. Go with poor De Bruyne. He's had a fantastic game. He's had a fantastic game. And Phil Foden comes on to add some energy in the attack. If Rashford was a little less like bent of the spine, in terms of bending the spine back a bit more, that would have gone in. Could have done. Still think that would have been tough. I think I agree with Maddison to Arsenal. Garnacho has brought a bit of energy since he's come on. I agree. Garnacho has brought a lot more energy in their attack, and they're preparing Wout Weghorst. No offense to the guy, but why? Why? When he's done next to note in the majority of the games since he's been at United. No offense to him. I mean, unless the plan is to give United a focal point and put all your attacks in the box and get Weghorst's head on it or get any part of his body on it, is that the plan from up front now? Maybe. Less off the shoulder, more over the top. I don't know. But, yeah. I don't know. It looks like Weghorst is going to come on next. City across this line here. Little deflection, tries to put the ball through, flick on by United, but City still find a way through. Haaland, flick on. Oh, foul there. That's going to be a United free kick. City not happy with that. Bernardo Silva's a bit limpy there. So we've got about 10 minutes left nearly. Sir Alex Ferguson, good old Sir Alex. Who have they brought off then? So Weghorst replacing Sancho. Okay, unless the plan, I think they're going to move Rashford out wide and Weghorst up front. That's my theory here. I think that's the case. Moving forward like a back three here, United. That's what it looks like in possession here. Wan-Bissaka, flick on. And again, Wan-Bissaka. But what? Again, where's the support for Wan-Bissaka there? Where's the support? Grealish now running through. Fred has to go in for the tackle and make the free kick happen. Didn't need to do that, Fred. You could have won the ball back without getting the free kick. Yellow card as well, deservedly so. But again, who is helping Wan-Bissaka? Who was helping Wan-Bissaka there? Because I didn't see anything from the player ahead of him. Was there a lot of contact in that tackle? Maybe, maybe not. 50-50 on that one, looking back on it. But Grealish definitely made the most of it anyway. Beckham shakes his head and wonders what the hell's going to go on. I mean, don't forget, Beckham's the guy who 10 so years ago won the I think he was the one that wore the green and yellow scarf. So, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what happens on the pitch, at the end of the day, nothing's going to change until the Glazers leave that club. And as a neutral, as a Rovers fan, as a neutral football fan, I've been Glazers out for quite a long time now as a neutral. Because at the end of the day, they're not improving the football club. They need to go ahead and just focus on other businesses, focus on what else they're doing in their lives. Flick on here, still onside. Oh, was that hand? No, nothing there. Turn here, ball in, back post. Haaland's there, flick on, shot. Oh, and not too far away from being 3. He was onside just, I think. Was our hand? Didn't look like it. And then just turned him, ball in, flick on, touch, and could have been stabbed in there. But it's still 2-1 to City. I think one more goal now will definitely seal the win. Alex Ferguson can't believe Weghorst has come on. Yeah, I saw that reaction. Don't see United scoring a goal in the last 10 minutes. To be honest with you, in the last few minutes, they've shown that they're not capable of scoring a goal at the moment. I really think that. I just don't think United's going to score unless they prove me wrong. This is it. This is do or die now for United for their season. This is the only trophy that they can win at this current stage. They've won the Carabao Cup, top 4 in the Premiership. I think they finished 4th in the end, United. I think they finished 4th or 3rd. I think I might have got that wrong. I think they finished 3rd. I think fun stat as well. I think I remember this from Match of the Day. City free kick, by the way. Eric Ten Hag joins the list. I think it's just Jose Mourinho. I might be mistaken, but I think it's Jose Mourinho. Of getting a certain points tally post Sir Alex Ferguson era. I think it's joined a certain group of managers that gets the most points tally post Sir Alex Ferguson era. So, I mean, that's nice for Ten Hag, but what United needs to do is get this takeover sorted. Whoever it is, Qatar, Jim Ratcliffe, whoever it is, I would be more on a financial level in terms of investing in the club and keeping the Glazers away from that club. I'd go with the Qatar bid. Nothing to do with Qatar as a country. I think that if certain people in Qatar, no matter, obviously there's a big human rights thing about Qatar overall. But I think if there's people over there that are willing to come into the community of Manchester, invest in United, do all the things that they've been revealed to be doing with the club from the sounds of it, that would be the more attractive bid at this stage, in my opinion. They're making another change here. They're going to bring on McTominay for Lindelof. Switching to a back. Wait. Is this McTominay at... Nah, surely it's not McTominay at centre back. Surely it's not. Still, I swear they were pressing it in possession as a back 3 or a back 5 with wing backs pushing forward. But I think it's still a back 4. Deflection! Oh, just wide from the deflection off Haaland's knee. So, yeah, McTominay comes on for Lindelof. No idea how they get... McTominay to save the day. I think that might be the plan here. Most overrated player this season and most underrated player in the Premier. Mine's underrated Ollie Watkins, overrated Grealish. Interesting. Overrated, I'm going to go with... Overrated, I'm going to go with Odegaard. And I think Odegaard's had a great season, but I think that he's just been hyped way too much. Underrated, I'm going to go with Gundogan. End of flipping story. Underrated Gundogan, overrated Odegaard. And I think Odegaard needs to prove me wrong to a certain extent and give Arsenal help give Arsenal a trophy next year to change that opinion next year. But that's just my view anyway. I think Ollie Watkins has definitely been an underrated player. I think Jacob Ramsey. Is in the mix as well for underrated. Callum Wilson. Isaac. I think someone who's got a lot of potential and a lot of real star quality about him long term is Elliot Anderson. Ball over here. Oh, they just deal with it, but City have got it back. Flick on. It's going to be a United throw. We've got nearly 5 minutes to go in this second half. Still 2-1 to City. And it's really looking like it's City to lose. Out wide here, Garnacho. Can he provide something here? Defensive structure in there. City deal with it. And he stays down. But it will not be a penalty. Garnacho skips the challenge. Garnacho inside the box. Came off City. It's going to be a goal kick. So we'll look at this again. Rashford was the one taken out. Not going to get a replay, I don't think. It's a City goal kick for Ortega, who was on the yellow card, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier. Still 2-1 here. It is still 2-1. At the moment, if you were to say to me which team was going to get the next goal, I'd have said City. Flick on by Haaland. Defensive work there by City. Fred gets it away, though, sure. Garnacho leaves it on the spin. City flick it over, and it's going to go out. It's going to get into De Gea's possession. Throw in. It's going to be a free kick to United. City are almost there. They are almost 2/3 of the way to their European treble. All they'll have if they continue here and win the FA Cup, all that's left for City is Istanbul 2023. But here comes United on the move. McTominay deflection. And now Bruno. Now Fred. Inside here. Laid off. Ball comes in. Back post for Bruno. Up against his man. Bruno Fernandes skips. And again, ball in. Good work by Bruno, but there's too much power on the cross. No one's there. It's a goal kick to see, and it's still City leading the way. We are getting closer and closer to that 2-hour mark on the stream. There's the replay of that Bruno goal. And there is the goal from Gundogan, the second one. Cocky little step up for the penalty by Bruno, who scored it. It's left offside, but City play on. Ortega, safe hands. Pressure there from Weghorst, but Ortega was always going to be first to that. There's Sir Alex Ferguson talking to, I think the guy next to him, unless I'm mistaken, is Brian Robson. The ex West Brom manager, Brian Robson. Grealish. Flick on here. Is this Gundogan to Grealish? Good through pass here. Gundogan's onside. Gundogan inside. Oh, God, it's almost 3 there as well. Foden. Again, how slow is United on the press? It's good defending in the end by United. It actually came off the United player. But again, how slow is United to react to the overlap pass? Grealish applauds the fans, shows away the referee. And I think City's just going to see this one out now. Nathan Ake brought on. They're going to try and see it out of the back and just keep it composed and keep it structured. Grealish walking around the outside of the pitch now, just giving that love to the City fans that he deserves because he's had a great game today, Grealish. United clear it. 1 minute until the added time. Flick on again. Time to clear this, United. It's flicked on. And now United are going to win it here. Off the hand. Oh, he's looking for the handball. Play on. Tackle. City free kick. United still want the handball. Rodri's going to get a yellow card, though. It's going to be a free kick to United, I believe. Yeah, it is. Rodri booked. I don't think my dad's going to be happy with this result. The defenders are sleeping. The forwards are tired. Literally, United are just running out of steam, and I don't know why, because some players have shown a lack of energy for the full 90. There's players that have not shown energy for most of the 90 minutes. I don't know why they're tired. Garnacho. I expect Garnacho to start being tired at some point towards the end of this added time, which is 4 minutes again, by the way. Ball inside, flick on by City. But some players that have been on in the 90, Rashford, I expect to an extent to be tired because he's at least tried at some points in this game. I think Wan-Bissaka's tried. Big tackle there, free kick United. I think Casemiro's put his heart in it. I think Varane's tried his best. But there's some players on that pitch, like I think Eriksen, for example. I don't know why he was looking tired because he was too slow anyway. Sancho, someone who I think has had an average game today. I don't know why he was starting to look tired. Weghorst, he already looks tired, and I don't think he's been on very much. Ball inside here from United. Flick on, McTominay! Oh, chance! Off the line! Flick on! And tipped by Ortega! How close was that from McTominay? Here's the replay again. Ball in, I think that was from Luke Shaw. Oh, the touch from McTominay. Flick on, and I think it ended up going over the net anyway, and the kick of the post in frustration from United. Is that a corner? No, surely not. That came off United. That didn't come off Ortega. I saw the replay. It didn't hit his glove on the tip-in. It didn't. Corner for United. Flick on. Come on. Yeah, that's what United fans are saying. Come on, United. Linesman just waiting here. Looking for a tussle in the bustle. Guardiola's on one knee. Can't bear to look. Corner comes swinging in, and City deal with it at the back. Luke Shaw on it. Shaw. Garnacho. Shaw. Flick on to Garnacho. Garnacho. Ball in the box. Just too much power on it, and it's going to be a City throw. And Casemiro looks to the ground. I think he might know that time could be done. Again, look how close this was. Oh, heroic effort there from John Stones to defend that off the line. Almost headbutted the crossbar to defend that. McTominay just over. Okay, looking back on that, Arteta did get fingertips to it. But it's not like fingertips is in fingertips at the touch of the tips. It's like fingertips at the side of the hand. It's like literally inches at the side of the hand. City have got 1 minute now to see this out. Probably a bit of extra time for a minute with this. Yeah, they're looking for the literally just in sync. Literally just in sync there. Casemiro, Garnacho, Wan-Bissaka also fight. I agree with that. I agree with those three. Garnacho, Casemiro, Wan-Bissaka. I would also put Varane to an extent in that list. I would also put De Gea in that list because I don't think De Gea could do much with the goals, in my opinion. I think the second one, he stretched for it as much as he could. Could the reaction time have been better to an extent, but I'm not really going to blame him for that. So I think De Gea needs to be in that list because he's not had much else to do apart from the 2 goals and a couple of saves here and there. So I think De Gea can't really be blamed, in my opinion. Walker coming off the pitch now. It's not going to take long. It's probably going to take an extra minute here. Looks like they're going to bring Walker off for safe keeping. On comes Aymeric Laporte, who, by the way, a few years ago, those of you who played the old Fevers will know he's a brilliant wonder kid. But even in real life, ignore FIFA. In real life, in real life, he was a top prospect, a top defensive prospect in Europe. No surprise why City brought him. But we are going to hit full time not too long away now. Could City even get a third here? Haaland off the shoulder. You can't keep Haaland out of the party here. He's going to need men to help him, though. He's going to keep it in the corner flag, though. He knows what he's doing. Deflection out there. It's going to be a City corner, and that could be it. Maybe let the corner play first. City's going to win another FA Cup, and United, just lack of energy, lack of fight. There was moments where United came forward in that first half and definitely gave it some welly in the attack. But again, they just, second half, just City started taking control as the half went on in this second 45 and just took control. And yeah, City just dealt with it the way they needed to. And United just showed a lack of energy for the majority of the squad in the second half. I think, like I said, apart from Garnacho, Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka, Garnacho, Casemiro as well. He showed fight. Varane to an extent, De Gea to an extent, but the likes of Lindelof and that, and Weghorst already as well. Sancho, just a real lack of energy, a real lack of fight. And there it is. Manchester City are FA Cup champions once again. 2-1 over Erik ten Hag's squad, who will have to come again in the Premier League and will have to come in the Champions League next year. Next year will be a true test of United's mettle as to who they bring in the summer, who will own the club next season. But City have took control and they have won the FA Cup once again. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.